All right, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Property Players. I'm your host, C Mouzon. Got some special guests with me today. This is different, right? The screen is full if you could see us, right? If you're just listening to us, we're all in the room with you. But if you see us on the screen, it's full. I brought back a guest, a good friend. I think I just said this to her off camera or off before we recorded, was that she's the first guest to come back from season 1. First guest to come back and make a second appearance here on Property Players. So you know she's family. So welcome, Miss Latoya Fowler. Thank you for jumping back on today.
Thank you for having me and us.
That's right. And now that's right. And now we're coming back with an us. The first time it was just me and you, and we were just having the conversation, and fast forward a year and a half later, whatever it is, now we're coming back with a team. And that is why I had you come back on, because to see your growth and to see what you're doing and to see what the team is now doing, I'm super proud, super grateful to call you a friend and an associate that we work together. But now I wanted to introduce the team and give you the ability to kind of showcase what you've been doing over the past year and a half. So we'll take this through, guys. Everybody go through and introduce yourself so we can let the Property Player Nation understand who we have on the line. Toya, start with yourself and then go ahead and introduce the team.
So I am Latoya Fowler. I am a realtor. I'm a team leader. I'm a investor. I'm a landlord. All of those things above. More than anything, I'm here today to present to you guys as to what I've been doing for the last couple of years or months rather. And then ultimately our team is here. We are a team of 5 professional, elegant, timely, knowledgeable, experienced agents. Like, that's just who we are. Ultimately, we provide an experience throughout the tri-state area and beyond, because we are growing. And I like when people start to add a ceiling to us, because that gives us a challenge. So just know that when we come back next year, we're going to be back and in full effect. So on here we have Chris Whitaker, we have Chrissy McLeod, we have Rakaya Rashad, and we also have Portia Preston.
Awesome. Let's jump straight in. According to my screen, Rakaya, you're the first one up. So go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hi, everybody. I am Rakaya Rashad. I am the first person to join Miss Latoya Fowler as an agent on her team. I was introduced to Latoya by my cousin, who they have a long-standing relationship with, and she actually was helping me and my cousin to search for a commercial space for a daycare we were interested in. And I kind of just saw the wheels going, and I just was intrigued. I always had an interest in real estate. It was always something I wanted to get into, and the timing just aligned. And I think meeting Toya and getting to know her personality, I was like, this is the person, right? Like, this is the mentor, this is the leader, this is the person that can walk me through the steps. So I think we've been working together for about almost 2 years now. So I have my license in PA, and hopefully very soon we'll have it in Delaware. And like she said, we're growing, and that's the goal. So I'm also, in meeting her, I have now sold a home, purchased a home, become a landlord, and am looking to be another investor on several other projects, and, just keep the ball going.
That is awesome. Welcome, Rakaya. We appreciate that.
Yeah.
Chrissy, go ahead and jump in. Chrissy, tell us about you.
Hello, everyone. I am Chrissy McLeod, legally Kristen McLeod. I recently, maybe of the team, the second to the last, to join the Latoya Fowler team. I actually met Latoya at a home buying seminar maybe about 4 years ago, and fell in love with her unbeknownst to her. That was like one of maybe 3 workshops that I attended. The ones in the future, just knowing that she was going to be one of the speakers motivated me to go. And I learned so much. I started to get into real estate to sideline one of my other businesses. But then, if you know the world of real estate, you tell one person, they tell someone else, and then everyone needs your help. So I became of service to more than just my family, friends of the family, etc. I went on to go join to another brokerage, because initially coming in, you think as a new realtor, you want to go where, you can get the most money, so to speak, or you want to, think you're on your own and you can run. And that worked for a little bit, but it didn't work for me too well. So when I thought about joining a team, I already knew where I wanted to go. So this is where I landed. And for the reason, I take pride in like providing resources and educating my clients. And Latoya provides a plethora of knowledge so effortlessly. And she's so passionate about what she does. It's not about a coin to her. It's about a connection. So you get that as a client and you get that as a team member. So I'm very grateful, very humble to be here. And as some people say, it all came full circle, so to speak.
That's awesome.
Thank you for having us.
Absolutely, Chrissy. Thank you for that. Portia, go ahead. Tell us about you.
Hi, everyone. Thanks for having us. My name is Portia Preston. You got to excuse my cat. Every time I talk, he comes out.
Hey, he's trying to get some shine too. That's all.
Yes, that's royalty. That's royalty. But yes, my name is Portia Preston. I am a licensed realtor on the Latoya Fowler team. How I got into real estate, I lost my grandparents' house. I was born and raised in North Philadelphia. Lost my grandparents' house, tried to fight to keep it. She passed away, didn't have a will. I became the administrator of her estate. It was a hassle. I didn't enjoy the process, and I wanted to inform other people. That's one of the main reasons that got me into real estate, to try to inform other people about their options to save their longevity of their family's homes. I quit my job, my full-time 9-to-5 good paying job about 1.5 years ago, and I stepped out on faith and I went fully into real estate. I met Latoya. I reached out to her because I knew she was into real estate, and I asked her some questions because I was stuck. And she was like, did you ever think about joining my team? And it could have been the best decision that I made for my real estate career. Great mentor, great person. And I'm just happy to be here. So thanks for having us. And I look forward to coming back again.
Awesome. Definitely, Portia. Thank you for that. That's awesome. And last but not least, the man that shares my name, right? Chris, talk to us, man. Tell us about you.
Hey, Chris, it's a pleasure meeting you, and thank you for having us. My name is Chris Whitaker. I have over 8 years experience in the financial service industry. Worked at Vanguard for about 9 years. I started in real estate because working in a 9-to-5 job, I always think about how can I earn residual income for my future kids. So I started off by purchasing a primary residence because that's a great asset to have. And Latoya, I met Latoya in college. Latoya was doing her thing in the Philadelphia area. I said, you know what? Let me reach out to Latoya and help me purchase my primary residence. So at that point, I was like, wow, this is interesting. What she's doing, I can do that as well. And since that point, I was thinking about real estate every day while I'm working. Friends reaching out to me, say, hey, Chris, I see you purchased a house. How can I do that? So I'm providing them information. And I don't have my license. So I was like, I really can't help them. So I was just always sending out referrals to Latoya. So I said, at this point, let me get my real estate license so I can help others. So after that point, I ended up purchasing the investment property. And now it's like I'm trying to find balance between work. Now I'm like, you know what? Let me just quit my job and just do this thing full time. Yeah. So that's where I'm at in my life. I educate people on the side of financial literacy. I'm educating people on first-time home buyer. And so that's where I'm at today.
Awesome, man. Yes, man with my name, doing some things in financial services. Love it, making it happen. So glad to have you guys. This is exciting. Toya, I'm gonna start with you on this one because just hearing all of this, right? Just meeting your team, hearing this. I don't know if you want me to tell them this, whatever. I'm gonna tell them anyway because it's my show, so I do what I want. But at the end of I remember us having a conversation a while back about you becoming a broker, you building a team, and she was like, I don't want to do any of that. Like, I'm not doing that at all. Like, that is not for me. Like, I know they want me to do this, but I'm not doing it. Fast forward, here we are with the team. What changed for you, Toya?
A lot. And the crazy part is, before I answer that, I saw a documentary like a week or two ago, and it was like, stop talking about or talking yourself out of situations and leveling up and goals and things like that. And your words are so powerful that you're limiting your own success. And I was like, I've been doing this for years just because I was just stubborn. And I was like, I don't want it. I don't feel like it. I don't want to be in charge of people. I don't want to push people, because ultimately people think about agents as sales. And when you're in a sales position, you have to force yourself to work. And I'm like, I have to force my own self. How am I going to force these other people to get out there and do the same thing? So ultimately, that kind of had my wheels turning, so it just came full circle. But long story short, I've been a one-woman show for so long, and you get burnt out, you get tired, you get sick, your family's like, where you at? You ain't got no friends no more. Everybody's like, you ain't coming out to events, because if you're not talking to real estate about me or to me, I don't want to talk to you. There's nothing for us to talk about. And that's where my mind started to go, because it was just like, what's the next move? And of course, as realtors and agents, we're 1099. So we don't close, we don't make any money, So at the end of the day, you want to sit down and have small talk with me about whatever is going on. I don't have time for that. So my mind was just focused ultimately, and it was just focused on real estate. But at the same time, I was focused, but wasn't charged in the right areas to have systems in place. And when you don't have systems in place, you fall apart. I have fallen apart plenty of times, medically, physically. It just is what it is. I'm an open book, and I think everybody knows that. But also 2020, my goal was not to create a team. As you know, it just didn't change. It was to become closer to home, to farm my neighborhood, and just be that old school agent that just sends out calendars to the people that live around me. Like, I was fine with that. But ultimately, a lot of things changed around May or June-ish. I decided to leave one brokerage, go to the next. And then in that new brokerage started triggering some thoughts for me. Latoya, why are you doing all this by yourself? How are you going to 9 counties and doing all this in one day? Like, this is ridiculous. So that kind of was a starting break of that. In addition to that, as Rakaya said, she was with me shadowing for a year, doing my paperwork, helping me out with deals, and she was ultimately learning. And she was kind of like, listen, I want to become an agent. Like, I'm ready to go out there. So I'm like, okay, well, let's do it. But I did not know that means that we were still going to be attached, type of thing. Like, that wasn't in my mind. I was like, okay, Rakaya, go out and be great. And then ultimately, like a couple of weeks to a month later, Portia fell into the lap. And it was just like, you start to come on, and then it's like, okay, now we got people here. Now we got to get trainings. We have to get a schedule. Like, all of these things have to come together. So we are each other. And in essence, if I go on vacation, Portia is me and I am her. If Rakaya is out in Mexico, I am Rakaya for her clients, and ultimately training them to think better than me and to think like me too. And then of course, Chrissy came on, by association with Rakaya, and it just continued to build. And as we were doing those things, it was like, wait a minute, we need admin. We need people to help us out behind the scenes. Because an agent, I'm only as great to you during the day. So we're out showing properties all day. We don't have time to come back home at 9 o'clock and try to write 5 offers for all these clients you've been with. You need the manpower. So we just started to be able to think about how to become successful, work smarter, not harder. And that's ultimately how the team became it. Are we a little stringent when it comes to who comes over? Yes. We've created a family. In a sense, there's a sense of respect that's there, but we're also there for one another. The group chats have created in itself. We're checking in on one another. We're pushing each other towards greatness. We're celebrating one another, even little obstacles that we've overcome. That's something to all of us. And I think that when you have those things in your foundation, it's just so amazing. People are just going to gravitate to you naturally. And that's just where we are. And the crazy part is I just finished 2 Zooms of people who want to join, and I'm just like that, right? Because you got to think about it at the same time, but still also being cautious as to the nature of the business and the family that we've created. And never will we allow someone to come in and overturn it. So it's also being protected. It's just like having your own house. You take care of home first before you go outside to do other things.
That's so huge. Because again, coming from the conversation we had about not having a team to you now having this leadership mindset and understanding how to build a culture, and because that's what you're talking about, right? You're talking about culture, you're talking about family. Like, anytime you're building an agency or some form of a team, continuity, like how close we are, is going to be incredibly important for the speed of where we're going, right? Like,
very, very much
that,
so.
That is the key. So a lot of times, and I'm sure you all see this, like some people just want more agents, right? Brokers just get more people on, and there's no continuity. And this person's stealing your list, and that person's doing this, and all that's happening, and you can't move quickly. So super proud to just hear that you already understand this culture. And by hearing each of your stories, even just as you introduce yourself, this was more of a relationship. You knew exactly who to go to. You already felt good about the person that you're going to. It wasn't just about the money. It was about the relationship. And that's you. So, Rakaya, I'll start with you. Like, you were the first one on the team. You were just starting out kind of shadowing and helping and kind of seeing that, what did you see in Toya, or just like out of what she was doing in operations, about how you could improve it or why you wanted to jump in?
So to be quite honest, when she said she wasn't thinking about being a leader, I saw that quality from day one, like that ability to be able to navigate, explain, show compassion, show empathy, be patient. Like those are all of the conditions that you would want, or the characteristics that you would want in someone as a mentor, as a leader. So although she wasn't saying, hey, like, come here, I'm going to mentor you through this thing, I kind of assigned that to her because I saw those qualities, and those were the things that I knew being new to this. And even though I had an interest, I didn't have a huge background in it. So for me, it was like, she looks like me, she sounds like me, she understands me. So naturally, I'm going to want to partner with this person. And like Portia said, it probably was the best decision I made, because as I started to spend time, all of those characteristics that I thought she had in her proved to be true. So when I call her at 10 o'clock and I'm crying, like, I don't know what to do, how do I help this person? It's always, hold on, pumpkin. And there's this patience, and there's this ability to really break down material, and not just for that particular transaction, but for moving forward. Like, now take this knowledge and run with it. And for me, that was what kind of signed and sealed the deal. So it wasn't just like, yeah, I got you, I'll walk you through this instance. It was like, it was follow up, it was follow through. How'd you make out on that? How are you doing? And it transcended beyond the professional realm. It became personal. Like she said, it became a family. So then it was like, what you got going on in your life? Are you taking care of you? Are you making sure that you're good? Because we can go chase these checks all day, but when you don't get them, are you okay? And so that pushed me over the edge. So she had sealed the deal, and then the envelope got pushed, because it really is apparent that, again, this is not just about money. This is about, giving you a set of tools and equipping yourself with the knowledge, the know-how to be able to move forward. And for me, that was everything I needed. I mean, who wants a mentor that's just going to tell you, hey, check this box and keep going? Like, you want someone who's really going to motivate you, push you, and walk you through the process. So
that's huge. That's huge. And again, you're hitting the nail on the head. Like, this is all about relationship. This is all about what's that? Is it Maya Angelou that says, like, people won't care about what you say until they care about how you make them feel, or something like that, something along those lines, right? And that's the essence of what's happening, right? Like, it's the fact that she showed that care, that empathy. Christy, you said something similar. You just saw Toya at an event, and you fell in love with her. Talk about what you saw.
Chris, I saw her, like, yeah. I don't remember the interaction, but when she worked this back through, I'm like, oh shoot, we were you just don't. I don't.
It's a big key. And again, for people that are listening, that are in the industry, that might be, maybe they don't want to do that first time home buyer seminar. They don't see the importance of partnering in doing that speaking engagement or whatever. It's these types of instances that someone just happens to hear your message. You just happen to get in front of that person, and they're hooked, right? So Chrissy, jump in. Like, what did you see? Like, what attracted you in that, what you said was the first time home buyers? Is that what it?
Yes. And it's funny that you say just that, because it's not that I didn't hear the information before, because, after going to a couple of them, it's just like a refresher. You're hearing it from a different, a second voice, so to speak. But it was how it was delivered, how she was relatable. And she did mention, because I had a connection already with Rakaya. So when she mentioned and how she was explaining the relationship that she had built, it had already made sense. Like, it wasn't far-fetched. It was like, oh, I already know this person. Like, I told Toya, like, you play cousin. You were my cousin already. Like, I'm just already coming to the family, keep it all in the family, so to speak. But it's definitely a relationship industry from all parts of the spectrum, right? So if you're just coming at it, like Rakaya said, checking off a box, or if anyone just feels like a tick, then you miss something. You could always miss something that's pertinent to moving forward. That's even in a team building. It is very important. Like, if any one of us could hit any one of us, listen, I need you to jump in. Can you go show something for me? I got something else to do. Sure, I'm going to show that property just as if it was mine, because, if one of us, when we all win. Just like when Portia got her Delaware license, we were all hyped like it was us, like it just motivated us to do better. Yes, it just motivated all of us to want to do better and just grow. It's not.
Time out. Chris, I need you to do that. Chris, I didn't see you do it. I saw everyone else do it, but I need you to do that. Yeah, there we go. See, okay. Let's just make sure we're all doing it. Go ahead, Chrissy. I'm sorry.
That's okay. But it is all about a connection. So that's actually what played a part. And those seminars are very important or those workshops are very important because you never know how you are going to receive a message. And you're right. A lot of people are hesitant. They think they know it. They heard it from somebody else, or they got it from Instagram or Facebook. Mm-hmm. Real Estate University. So no, when you come to these workshops and you get this information from different angles, it really, really does benefit you. And then never know, it might put you in the line of a whole new career.
That's right. That's right. You never know. And then taking that initiative, reaching out, right? Saying, hey, I want to have a call with you. I want to go down that path, right? Like that also it talks about your character, right? Because you all know you're in business, right? Like most people don't reach out to you, right? Most people aren't just like hitting you up about stuff. Like a lot of times they might watch your stuff or whatever, but they're not just going to reach out. It takes a little bit of courage. So, again, kudos to you for being able to do that. But again, it was something that attracted you to that point. So again, for everyone listening, for all the listeners, guys, especially if you're in the industry, even if you're about to get in the industry, these are some keys that like you should be building relationships. You should be, yes, going to these workshops and things so that you can build and get around the people that are heading in your direction, because that's how you find quality teammates, right? People that can be around and helping you. So good stuff. I don't know if did anyone want to add to that? But that, if not, it's all good. Because I got tons of questions. Oh, go ahead, Portia.
Just maybe some pointers for someone who may be interested in ultimately becoming an agent, or what is it that they need to look for, even something as simple as becoming a first-time home buyer. To kind of piggyback off of what you said, Chris, a lot of people will watch you on social media or et cetera, and is more hesitant to reach out. I would just say it's all about relationship building. It's all about networking. Don't be afraid. A lot of real estate professionals like ourselves, we are all normal people. We all come from normal backgrounds. We all have a lot of similarities with a lot of people that we don't even know. They don't have to feel intimidated to reach out for help. Even myself as an agent, when I started out as an agent, I was already a real estate investor. I was already a landlord, and there were still some things on a new path as an agent that I didn't know. That's what triggered me to reach out to Latoya, because I see her, I see what she does, I see the videos she put out, I see that she shares free knowledge. So if I know that someone is giving out free knowledge, maybe I can reach out to that person and ask them a specific question. So I say that to say, don't be afraid. Don't be hesitant. We are normal people. We don't bite. I promise. We're very approachable. We're very resourceful. Whether you're a client, whether you're not a client, we're going to provide the information because it's bigger than a dollar for us. We genuinely want to see everyone win, whether it's in our team, outside of our team. That's just the type of individuals we are as humans. So don't hesitate to reach out. Trust me, you're in good hands if you do.
That's awesome. And again, people have to know those types of things. You said something important though, Portia, like as far as like being able to see you on social, and Chris, maybe you jump in on this one, but like, what was how did you guys perceive Toya just by being on social? Because this is a conversation her and I have gone back and forth on a bunch, right? Talked about social media and talked about her time and all that stuff.
So time out. So Chris will criticize me. Toya, why are you not saying this? Why are you doing this? Why did you look like that? Why didn't you do more of a video? So those are the things that you also want a person in your corner to do. But of course, when you're hearing it, I'm like, I don't want to talk about that today. I want to do what I want to do. But fast forward, and now we're doing it and crisscrossing into references and different people and things like that. It works, So, well, go ahead, Chris.
No, I was just going to say, I mean, now you know that. Thank you for admitting that it works, right? I've been telling you.
I admit, you're right.
By the way, guys, like just so all y'all know, like I've been on the social media like kick for 5-6 years now, right? So some people are kind of just getting around. I've been putting out content for almost 6 years on social because I knew that, again, financial services, we both prospect, we all prospect, we have to find people. Well, if 2 billion people use these platforms daily, I'm going to be there, right? Like, I don't know how anyone else thinks about business, but I know that just from the law of numbers, like if I put myself in the place where 2 billion people are, I'm going to get something. And then you just learn the craft and you learn the platforms and you understand what to put where, and you get better and hone your skills. But it's a mandatory thing that you're on social. So that was the question that I was kind of leading to, which is like, how has social impacted either you joining the team, coming on the team, or like, how is it impacting you guys now? Because that's another thing that, popped up on my radar. You guys are putting out content, like good content, a lot of content. And I'm like, man, okay, they're doing it. It's popping up on my radar. So what has been you guys' take? And Chris, like I said, you can jump in.
So prior to joining our Latoya team as a first-time home buyer, I was always seeing Toya post and stuff on social media, right? So she was always consistent because, like, years ago, you have real estate agent just became an agent just to make some money on the side. It was like more of part-time. Latoya was like full-time. So I was like, you know what? That's who I wanted. That's who I want to hire. So start off with Latoya. She was always providing information. She was like, hey, Chris, you don't need to hire me, but if you need information, just give me a call.
What was it only from the, Chris, what was it only from the information? Was that like the thing that really grabbed you on social? Like, hey, she's giving me game.
That too, she was professional. The customer service was excellent. I'm big on customer service.
Sure.
So every time I had a question, I would call Latoya. And before I used Latoya, I was shopping around. I had other agents. So
you knew the difference.
It's a big difference, because when you go see a house with Latoya, she's a very informative. She'd tell you what's going on with the house. She said you need to check the windows, you need to replace the windows. So it was just not just opening the door. Mm-hmm. So she's the real thing. So I was like, you know what? We sent him an offer. Boom. She was aggressive, Chris. I'm telling you, like aggressive. She would call the seller agent right away, say, hey, you need to stop the offer within 24 hours. If not, we walking away. I was like, Latoya, I don't walk away. I need to buy a house. She's like, no, Chris, I got this. So she have your interests at best. I'm telling you, she's a real deal. So after I got my house, I said, you know what, Latoya, it's time for this primary residence. She's like, all right, let's get it. I'm sorry, an investment project. She's like, okay, Chris, let's do it. We ended up purchasing the house, was off the market. How? I don't know. Crazy. Like, she's that good. So I said, you know what? Let me get my real estate license. I always call Latoya. She's my mentor. So I was like, you know what? I can't join another firm because I'm still gonna have questions. I can't call her and still with another company, another team. That's not gonna work. Yeah. As soon as I joined the team, went over my head. Thousands of emails, photo shoots, this and that. I was like, Toy, I gotta find balance. This is a lot. I'm overwhelmed. 2 weeks in.
Wow.
Yeah, because Chris is still under a month of being with us.
Got you.
To date.
Newbie. Got it. So it was a lot on you all at once.
When he was interviewing to join the team, it was, well, what am I going to get from your team? What do you guys have to offer? What is this? And, and I'm just like, okay, go out there, go venture out, go interview these other people so you can figure out what you're going to get. And then you're also going to appreciate what we're going to give you as well. So that's the other thing. A lot of other teams say that they offer things. They say that they offer guidance and teaching. We've been there. And I can tell you that 4 of us on here can tell you that we've been there. And you're left out dry by yourself, because at the end of the day, you're 1099. So they don't care about you. They're not calling you to say, how are you doing? Did you figure out this? How's your deal? Did you get the deal to go through? Did you have any questions? You get none of it. I might see you at the Christmas party. You might say hi. That's it.
It's true.
But it's ultimately, it's just more.
It's huge. And we have one-on-ones like corporate America. So I'm like, 7 o'clock in the morning, I got to deal with my boss. I got to deal with Latoya.
Right.
Weekly one-on-ones.
Tell me how you really feel, Chris.
Right? He came on here to air it out, just so everyone could know.
That's fine. That's fine.
Just to piggyback off of that, though, there are a few things, right? So when I think about the social media content, right, I think she's probably one of the only realtors that I saw actively online, continuously posting, right? And like Chris said, continuously giving just enough, right? Because you can't give it all away, but she gave enough knowledge to show like she knows what she's doing. She knows what she's talking about. And she, even in her social media platform, you can see that there's care and compassion in the way she delivers the information. And it's so interesting because when we talk about like what agencies to go to or what brokerage to use, and we were all somewhere else, and I was with Toya at this one particular brokerage and kind of going in with Toya, but under maybe someone who was once a mentor to her as well. And I knew that it was time for me when Toya was like, I'm merging, I'm going somewhere else. And I was like, well, I got to go with you because I had an experience there where, like you said, it's all about who you know, and you got to keep these relationships working. And in that moment, when it was time to determine, do I stay or do I go with Toya, there was a conversation that took place with a person who at one point was, I'm thinking, a mentor to her. And seemingly, you know, when things were happening and they were deciding to go somewhere else, kind of had a conversation with me where it was like, wait, I thought you were her mentor. Why are you saying this thing to me, right? So you think about those relationships and and I'm like, I think you're trying to get me to go with you, but you're putting this person down. So if you're doing this to someone who I thought was your mentee, who I'm thinking you have a strong relationship with, it's no skin off your back to do it to me. Right. And when all of that was happening, and even when I was like, Toya, this thing happened, right? This conversation happened, because my loyalty was already with her. My friendship was already with her because of this previous relationship that she and I had. Never once badmouthed this person. Never once was like, I can't believe they said that. It was just like, oh, okay. And it was that level of integrity and professionalism that, because I'm attracted to that, right? To me, it's loyalty. Like, be a good person, have some integrity, and do your thing. And so when I saw that, I was like, oh, okay. So like, this is another confirmation that this is the direction that I'm supposed to move in. But I feel like that level of integrity and honesty and compassion transcends into the social media. And now when we check things, we can see that that person is now watching what we're doing. So it's like, now if you would have kept that relationship going,
it would have been good. Yeah.
You never know, because you never know who you're going to land on the other side of the table with, right? In real estate, this person could list a house and my client could love it and want to buy it, or vice versa. And now we're sitting there. You don't know that I'm thinking, what kind of integrity do you have? Like, do I really want to, if my client wants to buy your house, am I now going to be like, listen, I've had experiences, because, you know, your job is to protect your client. And if you move in that way, I have to think about that. So, I mean, the social media, like, it's really what you see is what you get when you're dealing with this team. I'm not even going to just say Latoya now, because all of the people on this call embody those same characteristics.
That's awesome. That's so true too. Like, you guys are you're hitting nails on the head, because I felt the exact same way in what I do, right? Like, once you find out that the people that you're around or in business with actually don't have your best interest, they will just go for the money and go for their best interest. Once you realize that, it changes your whole focus on who you think you should be in business with. It's why you guys have this team. It's probably why you have this team, right? Because of what Toya had to experience, and, you know, you, Rakaya, had the experience about somebody else around. Like, now you're looking for different characteristics in a teammate. You're looking for different characteristics out of a mentor, because you felt the other side of it, where you see people being shady, or just they're after their money, right? Like, they got a family to feed. And the reason why Toya probably responded that way is because she probably understands that too. Like, I get it. Like, people have done me dirty. Like, I get you. Like, that's cool. I just can't do business with you anymore, but that's fine. Like, I understand. And then we move on and we shape our teams and look for teammates that will embody the things that we want. So, man, that's such good stuff. But again, back to the point, like, social media, guys, it's the key. It is the key. People are there. They're listening. They might not like and comment, but someone is always watching. Someone is always watching. So continuing to put out content. What have you guys been seeing now that you've been putting out some content? Have the questions gone up? Have the DMs gone up? Have there been more people that are now kind of hitting you up on the side, like, hey, I saw something? Tell me what's been the response. Anybody?
Can you run this comp for me? Wait a minute. No, I think, at least in my experience, for sure, I find, bizarrely, the most people that reach out to me via social media are people I went to high school with. it goes back that far. There are literally people who, you know, I didn't have a huge relationship with them in high school, but they see me now. And a large part of the people that I now do business with are people that I may not have seen since early 2000s, but we follow each other on social media, right? It's just kind of the habit to follow these people or for them to follow you. And I like, they're like, I see you, working, you're doing this thing now. And I mean, the DMs go up, of course, with people asking questions. I get a lot of people who want to know about investment properties and just don't know where to start, don't know what the first step is. So, I mean, primarily that's my experience. So people are always reaching out, asking questions, and it just continuously grows. And I just see like the number of followers increasing. I think my teammates are a lot better at their social media than I'm definitely
going to get better.
I'm going to get better, right? I'm definitely not the one, like they all post every day. And I'm like, okay, guys, let me make sure I get something up there. I'm in competition with you now, but the more you do it, the more you grow. So obviously you're touching a bigger band of people now. So for sure, social media it's definitely influential in the career.
That's right.
The other funny thing about social media is that some people may never like it. They may never comment. They may never share it, but they'll call you. So as long as you associate me or the team, whoever, with real estate, I'm fine with it. I remember I went to Staples probably 2 weeks after Chrissy joined the team, right? And we were getting our new flyers printed for a new, what was it, a webinar or something that we were doing. And the owner asked, she pointed to Chrissy's picture and she said, "Who is this?" And I said, "Her name is Chrissy." And she said, "No, where is she?" And I'm like, what are you talking about? And she said, "Well, my daughter is Muslim and she wants a Muslim realtor and I want her number," that type of thing. So you never know who you're going to gravitate to. You never know who's going to be interested in what it is, but you just keep performing because somebody's watching, somebody's going to call or do whatever. And some people just don't like to like or write anything.
Yeah, some people are just like snoopers. Like they just want to like stalk you on social.
They do.
It's just the
but
way
social media tells on people.
Mm-hmm. Yes, especially on stories.
Those stories.
Yeah, absolutely. That does, right? But it's just the way it goes. And the fact that you always understand that somebody's always watching and someone's always listening is the reason why you continue to put out content. It's the reason why you continue to talk about your truths, right? Because that's what makes you special. It's your truth. It's who you are. It's what you believe in. And the more that you get to voice that, the more people will be attracted to you. That is the formula. I still don't understand why people don't understand this formula. It's very, very simple, but that is the goal, right? I do know, right? Subconsciously, it's fear that holds us back from putting out content because we're worried about how it's going to be received, what someone is going to say. That's actually what's happening. So once we get over that part and we just start saying, you know what, I'm just going to put it out and however it lands, whatever happens. Once we do that more, it becomes more natural and then you just feel good about putting out content, but it will definitely drive your business. It will definitely push you further. So again, to everyone listening, and you probably have heard me say this in a few other episodes recently, guys, that like social media is the key. It's the way that you're going to take up that real estate in somebody's mind, because that's what you're doing. You're taking up real estate in somebody's mind to say, when I need a home, when I need that investment property, when I have a question, who will I go to? Normally, you're going to go to the person that you either like or trust the most, or the last person that you remember seeing on social or in your phone or whatever the case is. So that's why, I'll hone in on the social media stuff all the time because I just think it's incredibly important. So kudos to you guys, though. For those of you that are putting out content, this will be the last social media question. Those of you that are putting out content, right? Like, what are you putting out? Who's like, Toya, are you giving guidance? Are you guys just thinking of it on your own? How are you guys?
The team go. They've been increasing their content.
There we
and
go.
I'm loving it.
So what are you guys putting out? Portia, I see you in there. What are you putting out content wise?
I try to mix it up. So I try to post what I think people want to see, houses for first time home buyers, try to keep them motivated. I post that grant funds are available. This is spring season. Don't be hesitant. Reach out, kind of see where you at. If you don't know where you at, reach out to the professionals. I post a lot of homemade flyers, and I get a lot of those from like apps within the app store. So I post a lot of flyers. But believe it or not, so I'm new to Instagram. I wasn't really doing Instagram or social media before. I just had a Facebook that I had since college. So when I post content of the houses and things like that, I'll get feedback back. I'll get some comments, some likes, some shares. However, I noticed when I post a picture of myself and related to real estate, I'm getting a lot of calls. I get a lot of DMs. I get a lot of likes. And I asked the team this before. I thought it was kind of weird. I said, why would I post actually about real estate and houses and transactions? I don't get a lot of feedback. But when I post a picture of me and relate it into the real estate world, it's like twice or triple. And Toya said that the people want to see you. They want to know who you are. They want to see you. They want to see that you're there. They want to put a face to the name, etc. So I try to post more of me as well, but I'm also a little discreet person. So I'm, trying to maneuver the two.
Understood. And you can, and that's 100% correct. People want to see you, right? Everyone knows someone in real estate. Like everyone knows someone. Everyone's seen the post of the house. Like everyone's seen it. So that doesn't make me want to reach out to you. It is you. It is your truth. It is your personality. It is you that brings people to it. So keep doing it, right? Like keep putting more of you out there. It's definitely going to help. But yeah, social media is definitely the key. So kind of switching gears a little bit. Take me back, and Toya, this is for you, right? Like let's talk about that person that is struggling right now, year 2 in real estate, right? Trying to make, what's the importance of a team? Like what is it that they should be looking for in a team or in their broker? Like what should people be looking for that might be struggling a bit to find their right fit?
For number one is support and training. If you don't have that, so when you take real estate school or you attend real estate school, it's literally 2 months, 1 month for each class. That will teach you enough to pass the test for the state and for the national test, right? Once you become an agent, that's 10% of what you need to do on a daily basis. It teaches you none of that. So if your broker or your team lead is not giving you those tools outside of that, what are you there for? They're just monopolizing off of whatever you're going to do or whatever you're doing. And you need that. You need that stability. You need that structure. In addition to that, they should be also teaching
every brokerage, Toya, every brokerage offers like a Sunday night class or something, right? Like, doesn't everybody do that? Isn't that like standard? But how, like, if you're not getting fed, like, how would you know? Really?
You would
Does
hope.
it happen?
You would hope.
Okay.
Or it's like it may happen once a month, but still there's no follow-up.
Right.
There's no, let me sit you down and teach you how to write these offers or your documents, or this is a document for that. None of that stuff is there for the most part. In addition to that, if it is, sometimes they want you to pay for it. So if you're coming in and you just left your job, do you have the extra fees or funds to pay for those things up front? What about social media? What about what's supposed and what you're not supposed to post? Are they teaching you that? Because we can also be sued and get a slap on our wrist and lose our license for the wrong things being posted. So constantly we're trying to stay out of court and at the closing table. So that's where our team is focused on. And I think that that's what it ultimately is. And also see what are they giving you, outside of, because at the end of the day, they're taking a portion of your commission. You have to be splitting something with the team, something with the broker. What is it? Is it worth that? If it's not worth that, if you're not seeing momentum, if you're not growing and you're still stagnant, you haven't learned anything new, it's time to move. And that's with anybody.
It's huge. It's huge. Again, having the right leadership, having the right team around you will absolutely catapult your business. And that is what, again, I think we have to get people under the mindset of, because a lot of times when people branch out and leave the job and get into a form of a 1099 or self-employed type of business, they really think they have to do it by themselves because there is a lack of maybe education, a lack of support. So you really feel like I have to do this by myself. And then we get to, a team like yours where you guys are making this happen together. And there is strength in numbers, and you do get a chance to feed off of one another, and you will make each other better. And I know every agent that wants to get into their kind of their niche and like their business, they need that. You need that support. Like you need people around you that are going to help push you to get you to where you want to be. How do you guys function as a team? I know you said there's group chats and things like that. And then Chris said lots of one-on-one stuff in the mornings and things like that. But is there something special to like your sauce? And I know, right, you might not give it out, but you should give it out because it's my podcast. So do what you got to do. But is there a secret sauce of like, how you guys make this thing work? And anybody.
How we make what work? The team?
Yeah, like the team, right? Like how you make the because you guys have a good seems like you have a good relationship with each other, right? It seems like all these things are working. You're putting out content,
Right.
like you're helping each other. So how do you make that work?
I think it's just genuine. I think we really became a family. So we go out together. We do lunch. We do dinner after our photo shoots.
How often? How often are you going out? Like, is it like a weekly thing? Is it like whenever you feel? Like, how often?
Maybe not a weekly thing because we're now on, like, Rakaya and I are close. We are now on a budget together. So we're monitoring things because we got goals to reach. But we're genuine friends. We talk about our goals. We motivate each other. When I'm having a bad day and I'm texting the group like, oh my gosh, y'all, I'm having a moment, or we need to talk. We can do that with one another. And it's not too likely that you can do that with people that you, in a sense, just met, right? I know for me, I'm very privatized, but it's a different feel. It's a different vibe. I know Chris gets tired of us in our group chats because we're all girls. He gets tired of us. I know he does, but he was warned. He was warned before he came on. So he just adopted, sisters, and he's just going to take all of us, But no, we're really close. We're really like a small family in itself. So it comes natural.
That's awesome.
Yeah, Chris, I think we are different, but we all are alike, right? Because everyone is private. We're all private. Like, I just start posting stuff on my social media, which I'm like slowly deleting my personal life, my pictures and stuff like that. But what I love about the team, they're open. They love to laugh. And I love to laugh as well. So you have any questions, you can ask them. They're willing to share the information with you. But what actually enhancing our bond, it's like we have weekly meetings, which is every Saturday morning. When sometimes we do what's called like a field trip, where we just meet at a house in Latoya. She's like the big boss. She tell us just, check each room. What do you see wrong with it? And she's like extremely serious. So it's like, okay, let's get our life together. Let's start searching around. We have like a list and a clipboard. So at the end of everything, like, she educates, it's like, look, guys, you have to show up on time. You got to make sure whatever you're wearing, you're professional, because if your clients see you, they're going to turn around and say, you know what, I'm not interested. So she keeps us on our toes. But at the same time, we all have a good time. If you have any questions, someone is there for you. So keep the open communication, which is key. So far, I like you guys. They're going to keep you on my toes. They're some tough cookies.
It's a good thing, right? You need that support. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I totally agree with them. I think the beauty of this team is so organic. Like nothing is forced. Like the personalities mesh. And I attribute some of that again to Toya because I think, I'm sure people reach out to her all the time. And I don't think that she's running and rushing and saying, yep, just come join my team. Like she is selective about the energy, right? And I'm the crybaby of the group. Like I'm the person that calls at 9 o'clock in the morning, like, I can't do this no more, guys. Like I think I text Porsche on Friday, like today's the day. I'm walking out, I'm leaving. And Porsche, but you know what? Porsche was like, she called me like immediately and was like, okay, like what's the plan? How we budgeting this? What do you have saved up? What month do you think you can make it to before you take this jump? And then you have Toya on the back end, like you gonna have faith or you gonna have fear, right? And then you got Chrissy, who's just like, we gotta go. Let's do this thing. And then we've adopted Chris, right? And then Chris is in the chat and he jumped in too. Like, you got this, like, come on. Like, so everybody organically is just pushing one another and it's unique. And I think we'll have an experience, because as the team grows, there's going to be somebody that comes in and we're hoping that they mesh. And we may find that after time, not so much, but I think that because we're also, like Chris said, like we all have this goal, like we all want this thing. So we're here to support one another. I think we'll do our best to always remain open armed. And when we, get there, we'll cross that bridge, but it's still organic. Like this was not, I don't think any of this was intentional. It just works.
That's awesome. Chrissy, jump in.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I was coming. But yeah, I think and that was a great segue from what Rakaya said. I think it still all ties back into Toya, even to how she introduces us to each other. Like it's like this is how it just smoothly transitions in. It's just like, oh no, we have this person coming, and then we wait to see him. Like, nope, Chris, right in a group chat, hey y'all, this Chris, welcome. And we like, hey, that's our brother, just immediate. Like you said, it's organic. We're all like-minded, distinguished individuals. But again, we have that same tunnel vision. And I also think that we all genuinely care about what we're doing, which is also the person. Again, it goes back to character and connections and not just coins. So if anybody that was coming in that was just chasing a dollar, they're going to be more selfish and only worry about themselves. They're not going to be more supportive. They're not going to worry about the trainings. Like, they're just here to get whatever they can get. But even for me, I have like 3 things to do on a Saturday morning. So to add a number 4 is just like, it was just seamless. Like, oh, okay, cool. Like she said, we're 1099. No, and nothing that she brings to the table we have to do, even by signing on to be on the team. But if you want to build your business, build your bond, build your brand as an individual and to support the team, you're only going to follow her lead anyway, because we know that she's only going to lead us, you know what I mean, to the right way.
It's huge. That's huge, guys. It's such
I'm about to cry.
I know. She's not, though. Maybe she is.
I'm not.
I know.
but it's I don't hear it from them because we always in work mode, whatever. So I don't pay attention to the things that I do or whatever because it's just who I am. But it's nice to hear it from them and to hear their perspectives a little bit.
Absolutely.
I don't get mushy. So that's
you can treat us to dinner, girl. Don't worry.
They're like, just give us a
dinner. Just still waiting.
That's it. Look at you. Look, y'all gonna really air it out on here. Like,
listen. That's all it took us for a podcast.
That was it. Tell us what you really want, right? Like, tell us what it is. No, I appreciate you guys. And again, Toya, like, you're doing an amazing job. Obviously, you're hearing it from your team. You guys are maneuvering as a team already, right? I'll be curious to continue to watch the growth and how it does work to turn people down. Right? That's a place I'm at in my business. I'm very similar to Toya, right? Like, at the end of the day, the energy of the team, the people I bring, I am in no rush to have 1,000 people, right?
But Chris, that's also a blessing, to be at that point in your life in general, and not even in your business, just to say, we don't need it. Yeah. And I mean, and there's some clients recently that we've had to turn away, just because there's a level of seriousness, there's a level of respect that we demand. There's a lot of time and effort that we're putting out to give you the best. So you're not going to play with us. You're not going to hop around from agent to agent. We don't care for that over here. So it's either you're serious about hiring us for or letting us earn your business, or you're not. And we're great either way. I mean, we would love to help you, but at the same time, I'm never going to let you disrespect somebody on the team. That's out.
That's it.
Just not.
Culture is everything, right?
That's
what I believe in also. It's just culture, right? Like, what are you building? And for everyone that's listening, that's building something, that's the question to you. That's listening. What are you building, right? What's the energy of your team? What does your team stand for? What do you stand for, right? What are your values? That is what creates a strong team, strong culture, ultimately a strong business. And just like you said, Toya, it's a blessing. It's a blessing to be able to turn people away that aren't your target market. They're not going to bring value to your business. It's going to be more of a headache than it is a blessing to work with them. Right. So, like, you have that ability, but that's what we're all working towards, right? It's getting life and getting your business exactly where you want it so that you call the shots. I've been doing this. I've been in business for 8 years. I didn't always call the shots, right? A lot of phone calls, a lot of people I didn't want to deal with, right? A lot of it. And now at a point where I don't necessarily have to if I don't want to. Right? I give people a shot. If you don't live up to it, then it is what it is, guys. It is what it is. So let's wrap this up with one piece of education because for the listeners, right, we always want to add value. So I'm going to take it through each of you. Just give one tip to your, and I'll let you guys choose because there's a bunch of you on here, right? But give one tip to either your first time home buyer, something that like you guys are hearing a bunch that they just don't know and like they're just they're unsure of, or one tip to that agent that is looking for the right team, looking for the right leadership, right? Looking for something. Chris, let's go.
Can I add one more?
Oh yeah.
Can we also do one tip to our future sellers, our future listings as well?
Perfect. So you got all 3 of those, and also, so like Toya said, your future seller. So Chris, start with you. We'll work back. We'll start with the newbie. We'll throw the freshman on the spot, right? And see him step up to the plate.
I gotta scratch my head.
And again, knowing that you're newer on the team, but just what you've seen, right? Like just something that you might have heard already, because you've already been kind of helping people. So
Exactly. So I'll put myself like in the buyer's shoes. I would say be patient, continue to save. And the reason why I say be patient, because whatever is meant for you will not pass you by. Because you're going to see a lot of homes, because we're in the seller market. And just don't give up and just continue to be consistent. As for the seller, I would say it's tough. I'm new.
that's okay, right? Like again, before
if I was a seller, if I was selling my home, I would say I would know what my home is worth, but also you have to be mindful of the market, of the property volume that's in the surrounding area. So, and also trust your agent, your whoever's representing you, because they're wise and they are the professional, not you. So
important to know who's the doctor, who's the patient, right? Too often the patients are trying to prescribe medicine to themselves. Either way, that was good, Chris. Portia, let's go to you.
Okay. I would say whether you're looking to sell your home, whether you are a renter and looking to fire your landlord, or whether you are just interested in starting a real estate career, I'm going to revert back to my favorite quote that I live by J.D. Rockefeller, is don't be afraid to give up the good for the great. That simple. Don't be afraid to give up the good for the great. Whichever of the three, reach out to myself or anyone on my lovely team and we'll assist you.
Awesome. Awesome. Thank you, Portia. Chrissy, what would you tell people?
To maybe a new agent in the game or an agent that's looking for a change. I know for me, it was important to ask yourself honestly what you're looking to get out of it, because everyone gets into real estate for a different reason. So honestly, answering that question for yourself should drive you, whether you're at the table with 10 different brokerages or 10 different team leads, as long as you honestly, because that's a hard thing for us to do, be honest with yourself as to why you got in the game. If it is for the money, then you might want to go somewhere where they're not cutting in. If it is to get more education, more support, then you might want to go on a team and then see kind of like what a lot of us pointed on, exactly what you're getting from that team. Seeing if maybe you can do some investigation and make sure what they're putting on the table you are actually going to get. I think that's very important. Being honest, asking yourself what you're going to, or what you're looking to get out of it, and letting that drive your decision.
Awesome. Awesome stuff, Chrissy. Thank you. Latoya.
My advice to anyone is going to be to listen, whether you're selling, whether you're buying, whether you want to be a new agent, you need to listen more and talk less, because you came to us for a reason, because we are the professionals and we have that knowledge base. So if you could do it on your own, you would. So listen, because our goal is to get you where you need to be, right? Because as we said it before, it's not always about a check, but it is, right? And we don't get paid until you guys get, as consumers, get what you need. And in order to be successful, right, any person who is truly successful is a listener, is a person who observes and is willing to take heed to the knowledge that's coming to them. So listen across the board, just listen.
Big point. That's awesome. Toya, wrap us up.
I would say do your research. And I think that ties into what everybody said collectively. Do your research and to see what type of agent you want to represent you, whether it's buying or selling. Every character doesn't mix together. Like there be some leads that come in and I just be like, hey, they got a lot of energy. Let me point them towards Chrissy. Chrissy can help them out because that's where she is. That's her strong point. That's just not me. And I have a lot going on and I can't exert that on a daily basis. Doing your research to kind of figure out also what are your expectations? What are the other opposing person's expectations of you too? As far as that, if you're an agent looking to join a team, do your research. How profitable is this team? What areas is this team covering? What are they able to give to you? What are you looking to get out of it? Those type of things. But more than anything, give us a try. I promise you, we don't have all this success for no reason. I promise. We're always teaching along the line. We'll never just have you sign documents. just to sign it. We're going to go over it with you. We're going to give you all the different scenarios. Chris and I submitted an offer this morning. This is our 5th offer for this one client. And I think that this is our strongest because we're continuously trying to find ways to make it as strong as possible, but also not removing her rights and not removing her protections in a way that she's so backed up against the wall. So we are very knowledgeable. We know what we're doing. And once again, like they said, listen, trust us. If you can't trust us, the transaction is going to mean nothing. Because you're going to always second guess. You're going to always look at us sideways and everything else. If you don't trust us, then we're here to give you the best of us and plus more. We can't help you. We love to, but you got to trust us. You got to let your guard down a little bit. You know, so if you were able to go on Zillow and represent yourself, go ahead and try it. Let us know how it works. You know, we've also had those clients too that went out there and tried to do those things and they messed up and now they're coming back. Hey, can you fix this for me? Instead of doing that, come to us and just try us out. And remember that as a buyer's agent, you don't pay us. And I think that's another myth that's out there for the most part. The listing agent pays both agents 9 times out of 10. So as being a buyer, you're not losing anything by trying, except for the symptom of going with another agent. We've also had people that come to us that had other agents that had no success. And now they've closed. They have closing stories and things like that. That's it.
Success leaves clues. Success leaves clues. The Latoya Fowler team here.
Thank you for having us.
Pleasure's mine. Tell them where to find you, like the team. Toya, tell them
Sure.
where
So our website is latoyafowler.com. It's just the actual name. The IG is the Latoya Fowler team. Facebook is the Latoya Fowler experience. Once you go there, you'll see everybody's pages, videos, whatever we have to share, success stories, even some of our downfalls. We're going to start to try to take those as well, because we want people to know that we might have a downfall. You know, everybody's not going to have 100% success the first time.
That's right. But at least you know you can trust them. At least you know that they will work on your behalf. They're not coming to just sell the thing, make some money, and get out of there. You've heard it tonight. You've heard all of their stories, all of their passions as to why they're doing the business, why they're running quickly is because they have a relationship with each other. They're transparent on social. That means that they want your trust. They want to earn your trust. And that's why I brought them on. You guys are awesome. Keep going, keep making it happen. I appreciate you joining us tonight. It's been amazing on the podcast. And man, you guys are definitely going to be on fire. I'm watching you. Trust me, I'm one of those people. I'm watching, right? I might not always like and comment. I am a semi-stalker on social. That's another podcast. But for sure, I'm watching. Somebody's watching. So super proud of all of you guys. Thank you again for joining us. And for everyone that's listening, again, we'll link all their stuff up in the show notes. But by all means, go follow them. Go reach out. You see they want to help. If anyone's going to be in your corner, it's going to be them. So do your due diligence with the team, but absolutely reach out, get your questions answered. Trust me, you will be you will be excited for reaching out to them. So until next time, guys, signing off for another Property Players. I'm again Chris Mouzon. We'll talk to you guys soon. Be well.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us, Chris.
Thank you, Chris.
Thank you so much.